What is up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be looking at the new Doflamingo deck list after the starter deck comes out, which is in about 2 weeks time here in the West. And I'm very excited for this leader because this is such a fun deck to play, and it's very cheap to build as well. So if you're new to the One Piece TCG, then I would suggest to grab yourself a starter deck 17, I believe, for the new cards that this deck is getting a support. Yeah, starter deck 17. But yeah, also if you're new to the channel, consider like and subscribing. And we just passed 300 subscribers, so yeah, slowly growing. But yeah, I'm gonna stop yapping and get straight into why you click this video. So the new Doflamingo deck. There's not much changes, to be honest. When it comes to this deck, we do have some new supports to make this deck really good. So we do have the new Crocodile. So on play, reveal the top of your deck. If that card has the 7 Warlords of the Sea, draw 2 cards and place 1 card from your hand on the top of your deck. So this is a very good card before you so you can play this card before you do your leader ability. It lets you draw 2 and then you put 1 card on the top of your of your deck, and then you can basically just use your leader ability to cheat out that card that you put on the top of your deck. So very good card. Really comes out on the late game when you do have enough Dawn to play this and your leader ability. So that's gonna be 7 Dawns or more. We also have the new Trafalgar Law. So you may return one of your characters to its owner's hand. Your leader has the 7 Warlords of the Sea. Return up to 1 cost or lower character to its owner hand as well. So this one, basically it can close off games. If you play this one, bounce back one of your character on the board, then you can bounce back their blocker, and then you can just pretty much go for a game. There are other ways to play this card as well. So during the early to mid game, you can bounce back your Searcher or your Stacker, which is the Perona, the new Buggy as well, and your Sengokus. So if you are searching for like a specific card to play during that turn, or during the next turn, or at least trying to set up for the next few turns, then this card is the one that you wanna play before that turn. We also have the new Boa Hancock. So on play, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, then place them in any order on the top or bottom of your deck. Then give up to 1 of your 7 Warlords of the Sea type leader or characters up to 1 Rested Dawn. So if you play this one, you can put the Rested Dawn attached to your leader. That means that you only need 2 more Dawns to use your leader ability. You can also stack your the cards that you drew into the top or bottom of your deck. Mainly, you're gonna be using it to use it to top deck the next card that you want to play on that turn. But yeah, really strong card. The only thing that I don't like about this one is it doesn't have any counter on it. Otherwise, you know, this would be a perfect card for this deck. Standard list in here, you got the Peronas, the Gecko, Pudding as well. I put 2 Pudding just to kind of like mess up the hand of my opponent on the late game, and then 2 Perfumer as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I guess we're just gonna so the game plan will be just gonna mulligan for Jinbei. You know, Jinbei is gonna be your opening hand, so you wanna advance your board as early as you can, and then just gotta protect your board from there. So yeah, with that being said, let's go into some gameplay. Alright everyone, so our first match would be against a Pony deck. We're gonna keep this hand because we managed to get the Jinbei as the opening hand. We don't really have any searcher or stacker, so we are gonna pass our turn. Gonna grab that first life because we want to use our counters to save our board rather than saving our life. Since we're a 5 life leader, then we should be fine taking this one. I'm gonna play the Jinbei here alongside with a new Crocodile. So I'm just gonna activate its ability. So on the, you can reveal your top deck. If it is a 7 Warlords of the Sea, then you get to draw the other card as well. And then you can place another card on top of your deck. So it's pretty good, solid card. But we just saw this one pretty early. Now we're gonna check for whatever's the top of the deck, and then we're gonna play that Weevil, the 6k, and draw a card Weevil. And then we're just gonna attach the remaining Dawns into our Jinbei so we can do another big swing, and he has to take that one. Now, it's very interesting how this Boney is already down to his 3 life. Meanwhile, we are slowly developing our board here. But he dropped that Carrot. Carrot is probably one of the worst cards that we can ever see during our matchups. We do have enough cards, enough Dawns to play the Gravity Blade, but we're just gonna play it safe. We are saving it for, I think I was saving this one for a Hawkins, because it's not really worth using the Gravity Blade just to bottom deck a Rocinante. The Basil Hawkins is way more of a threat than the Rocinante, so we are just gonna stall and hold that Gravity Blade one more turn, and then we should be able to get the maximum value out of it. Again, we are filling up the board. He's gonna freeze the Jinbei here, and then he's gonna try and attack my Crocodile, but again, we do have enough cards so we can counter anything that he throws against our board. So this is your win condition. You need to protect your board, otherwise you won't be able to get anywhere. Now that we're on a 10 Dawn turn, we can use the Gravity Blade here. So we're just gonna attack the Carrot just to bait him into throwing a 2k. And now we're just gonna make sure we turn all our cards sideways, even the Perona. Remember, you can attack your opponent even though you have a lower attack power, just so that the Rocinante, the Basil Hawkins doesn't activate his card ability. So we're gonna bottom deck that Carrot and that Hawkins, and he's back into 1 card on his board. So this deck is really powerful if he can just control the board. And now he's on his 10 Dawn turn, and he hasn't established a board yet. Here he attacks one of my card again, and you can tell that actually I was gonna say that the Doflamingo was gonna be there. Again, we can just red rock that one. He's got 4 cards in hand. Don't really need that leader ability. We do have 3 more swings here. He's got 2 blockers. This should be a pretty easy. This is almost a guaranteed game for us already. So having to take 3 more hits is a bit too much.
even if he saves that blocker for next turn, we do have the Perfume Femur, which, you know, can just go through any blockers. So he did he did took that last life as well. So it doesn't really matter what he do in here. He can drop the Doflamingo. It doesn't matter. All we need is just one card to attach this Perfume Fumer, and then we're just gonna swing for game. And he doesn't have any counter on his hand, so that's how powerful this deck is. As long as you can control the board. Usually Boney would be like a bad matchup for us, but if you can just like see the cards on the right time, then you should be all good. And you just make sure you play the right cards. You know, if you can recycle the Jinbei with your Law, or like you can grab like the right pieces from your trash using the Gecko Moria's ability, then you can just recycle your cards and then set up for a better board state. So let's just jump into the second match. Alright, so our second matchup would be against a black yellow Luffy. Now we get a mulligan for this one because we want to see the Jinbei, and then we also want to see that Perfume Fumer so we can get into the blockers towards the late game. Having the Boa Hancock on your opening hand is a really good card as well to have, because after your turn 3 you should be able to use the Boa Hancock, and then you just need to allocate 2 more Dawns to use your leader ability. Now we're gonna do a blind leader ability in here, and luckily we get that crocodile and manage to activate the ability successfully as well. So he's gonna take that one. I think I did rush him this game because I've been very aggressive against Black Yellow Luffy when I was trying out this deck here. Also, against a Black Yellow Luffy, you want to see your puddings as well, because you want to punish him into having a lot of cards on hand. So here again, I'm just very aggressive here because I do have the Perfume Fumer. I can just punch through the Sabo blocker here, even if he's like 9k leader, I guess, or like a 7k leader. I can just like attach my Perfume Fumer, and then he can just you know, he can just eat that one up if he has like all the counters. If not, then I just win. I'm gonna play the Jinbei here, actually playing again another crocodile, and it's just fortunate that we did get another 7 Waters of the Sea, and playing another card here, returning my Jinbei and returning his baby Luffy, I believe. Oh, Kuzan, sorry, it was the Kuzan that I returned into his hand, so he doesn't get any value out of it. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ham in this game, I guess. He's gonna swing 6. I should have blocked in here rather than countering, because he can, yeah, he would have used the Luffy's ability, and I should have just maximized that one. Okay, so he's gonna use another leader ability here, but remember, every time he uses a leader ability, then he trashes 1 card from his hand. Along the 8th turn, that's when things are kind of get, you know, out of hand, and you kind of like assess if you want to attack Black Yellow Luffy at that point. Here, I think I'm just gonna go ham again, and I'm gonna make him trash more card on his hand. So he bottom decked that one. I'm gonna use my board to swing, so I can bait him into attacking my board. Here I would try to protect, and it kind of becomes like a pseudo blocker for me, so all his attentions will be on my board while I kind of like set up the next few turns for my board. And yeah, I'm just gonna try and see if I can outgas this deck here. It's playing a lot of sabos, or I should say that he started playing sabos. He hasn't seen any of his Gecko Moria, which is luckily for us. He's gonna attack for 11. I'm just gonna eat that one. Now we do have the Perfume Fumer in here. We're gonna attach all the Dawn, and we're just gonna swing for the win. So yeah, I think having that aggressiveness from the early game up to the late game, that's just kind of like setting up Black Yellow Luffy for failure, because you know that you do have the Perfume Fumer. It can go through all the blockers. He can go 9k, but then once you get 10 Dawns, you can pretty much just use that one. If he has it, he has it. If he doesn't, then you just win. If he has it, then he would trash a lot of cards off his hand, and he's gonna have a hard time to use his leader ability, because he pretty much just trash his hand. And having the Gecko Morias on his hand, I'm pretty sure if you're Black Yellow Luffy, then you would want that Gecko Morias on your hand as much as you can. That's why I went aggressive on that match. But yeah, let's look at the next match. Alright, so another Bonnie deck that we are facing. So Bonnie is like really popular, still up to OP8.5. Unfortunately, we didn't see any Jinbei here, so I'm just gonna put this one as my top card, because we want to see that pudding, and we want to stop this Bonnie into getting all the pieces that he needs, so he would be pretty much just set up towards late game. I'm gonna swing with my leader, not activating my leader ability, because I think I wanted to play the Weevil here. Yeah, I think Weevil is the most actually I don't know why I went for Moria. I think Weevil was the correct choice here, because one, Weevil doesn't have any counter, and two, we would draw one card. That means that we're one card closer to a Jinbei, unless we set up the board already. That's why I chose the Moria, but it doesn't matter because we do have the Jinbei here. We're setting up the next few turns here. So we're gonna play the Jinbei and then draw. Oh, sorry. So we're gonna play the Jinbei alongside with Weevil. We're gonna play the Weevil, and then we're gonna draw another card. So that's why we put the pudding here. Oh, actually, not the pudding. The Weevil again. Okay, my bad. And then we're gonna draw the pudding again. Dropping the carrot again. Carrot is our worst nightmare in this matchup, but I think it's time to drop the pudding, so it would mess up his curve here. I think I should be getting the crocodile. We're gonna play that one. We're gonna see if we stack 7 Water of the Sea, which we did. That means that we can put one card on the top of our deck. I typically just put in a card that doesn't have any counter, because I'm gonna be getting that card back into my hand anyway. That's why I put in the Perfume Fumer, I believe, on my top deck. He actually played the Electric Luna here and freezing my whole board, which is such a good turn for him, because that's our win condition. We need to attack as fast as we can, as much as we can, and it's just really hard for us if all our cards on our board is turned sideways. I don't really have much options here. I believe that playing the Boa Hancock would be the best option, but remember, Bonnie has the leader ability. We don't want to swing with Pudding first as much as we like to, so we're just gonna sacrifice that Pudding and we're gonna play the Boa Hancock, I believe. Oh, actually, we didn't even play it. Okay. We didn't see any 7 Warlords of the Sea on our leader ability, so we messed up the sequencing on that turn there. We could have dropped the Boa Hancock first and then use our leader ability, but unfortunately we messed up. Here, am I protecting this one? I think I am, yeah, because he's down to like 4 cards in hand. So I need to protect my board as much as I can. Like, he needs to respect my board, otherwise I'm just gonna keep poking him. So he's gonna go 6. I'm gonna block that one and use a 1k counter. Here, since our leader is rested, we can just bottom deck that Doflamingo. And then we can pretty much just use all our Dawn to KO this Cavendish. If you're matching up with Bonnie, you want to remove all the cards that would give Bonnie a active Dawn at the end of the turn, because that's the one that will eventually kill you if you don't remove those cards. So here he dropped 2 of those cards, but I think he forgot that I do have Gravity Blade. Okay, so he doesn't have any active Dawn here. Now I can just poke him with all the cards that I have on my board. So I'm gonna poke again. He's gonna take that one. That means that he doesn't have much counter on his hand, and yeah, that's how you deal with Bonnie. You just have to remove his board. If you have Gravity Blade, if you have Pudding, then that's all that you need pretty much. You would just have an easier time if you have Pudding and Gravity Blade. Obviously, you still have to play your Jinbeis, all your other cards, but it would be a very easy matchup if you see your Gravity Blade and your Puddings. And then we'll just go into the last match of this video. Alright, so for our last match will be against the black-purple Luffy. Again, I'm playing on the eastern side of the sim. That's why you would see OP8.5 leaders as well. But this is such a good matchup, or like a good practice for us, because we want to get used into like the new cards as well, prepping for the next set. Unfortunately, we didn't see any Jinbei on our hand, and we're just gonna play the Boa Hancock, just making sure that we can see the top 3 decks of our deck and see how far we are from our Jinbei. It's very interesting that he played a blocker here on the first turn. Now on his turn 3, I'm not really familiar with the build for Luffy, but I don't know what kind of build he's running in here. I'm pretty sure you would be running your the structure deck as well for Purple Luffy because you want to see those Straw Hat cards, and you want to build a wider board as well, just to compensate for having 4 life. But yeah, it's pretty interesting that he's not playing that engine. So as soon as I noticed it, I started being aggressive, so I'm gonna swing with my blocker as well. Now I'm just contemplating if I should play the Gecko Moria here or the Weevil. Is because we Gecko Moria can pitch that 2k that we just trashed, but I feel like we should save that one for later, so we do have a better option on our trash. That's why I opt out into playing Weevil. Having 6k body on the board is not too bad as well. So he's gonna KO that Perona, swinging 5 to us, grabbing that Pudding as our top life, which is not bad considering that he's getting a good amount of hand size as well. So he's probably setting up for the next few turns, and he's gonna attack 6 here into my blocker, which is very bad decision from his side. The reason why is because this deck doesn't run too many 2Ks. You want to poke him as much as you can. That's why you need those 6K swings going into the leader or into the body on the board. Again, we still haven't seen any Jinbei, and I think I'm just gonna do a blind leader ability here. Actually, never mind. So I'm just gonna swing 6, and then I think I'm gonna swing 7 and 7. Yeah, I'm just gonna swing 7 and 7. Those 2 brooks doesn't really do anything here. I don't know what this guy was doing. He's probably experimenting with this deck, but having 2 brooks would not help you out unless you have like a, I don't know, maybe like a Kikomoria Ice Age combo you're planning to use. But other than that, I don't think there's anything that, yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with this Purple Luffy build. Here, I don't even know what Machino does. Honestly, I had to stop and read what that card does. But yeah, he's down to 1 life. He's only got 1 blocker here. I do have a established board as well, so I'm just gonna protect my life here. He's gonna swing 4 just to KO that Sengoku, which I don't understand why he would do that. I'm gonna poke him for 5, and then again Perfume Fumer just to end this game. Is such a big move for us. Like just having that card, it will just go through blockers. He doesn't have any counter on his hand, and just having to swing like a massive number is just very demoralizing if you were the opponent. And yeah, I don't know what he was doing on that match, but yeah, it's not the deck. I'm pretty sure that's not the deck that you want, or like that's not the build that you want for that deck. Anyway, that's it for me. As you can see, this deck is very, very good. The only thing that I hate about this deck is that it doesn't run that many 2k counter. It is pretty aggressive. It can clear board using Gravity Blade and Red Rocks. It can go through blockers, which is great, as you can see on our matches. But yeah, it's just like the 2k. We're missing 2k counters. I feel like this Doflamingo deck would be a very good deck in the future. So if you bought a structure deck, just make sure you hold into it. If you can buy 2 copies of this structured deck, then I would suggest to buy that one. But yeah, so that's it for me. I think I'm gonna make a series of videos for the next, I don't know, 2 weeks to try out the new structured decks and see how good they are, so you can decide what structured deck you should buy that suits your playstyle. You know, if you're starting with One Piece, this is like a great time to do it. We do have at least 2 weeks until the structured decks comes out, like the new structured decks. A good thing about starting One Piece as well is that there's not a lot of scalpers anymore, so there's the market for One Piece cards is not there anymore. We do have plenty of stocks around, so if you're ever gonna go into a like a local game shop, make sure you grab at least two copies of the structured deck that you will decide to play. But yeah, we're gonna make more gameplays. I think Katakuri would be my next, and then Purple Luffy, and then the Uta. Those are like the 3 or 4 decks that are really gonna surge, or like, you know, they're just gonna come out into the meta. That's why I'm gonna try and make videos on that one. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so you won't miss out my next video. And yeah, I guess I'll end it here. All right, bye.